So the first week of June has been super busy here on the farm. We've got lots we've been putting in the garden. It's time to cut our scapes on our garlic, and it's almost the end of the day, but we're going to give you a quick tour around and then we're going to cut the scapes and talk to you a little bit about that. So in this half of the garden over here, we have 8 rows of cafe corn as well as Aunt Emma's beans. We planted them in the same hole, and then we add to, I don't know, like every 5th hole or so, we add a squash. So the first couple rows is like one squash and then another squash, and you know what, I didn't even keep good track, but when they come up we're gonna know what they are. So it's buttercup squash, we have butternut squash for my dad because I'm not really a big fan. We have delicata squash, and what's the one you like, Gavin? Sweet dumpling, and sweet dumpling in here. So it's packed full, and I can't even remember how many hundred seeds we got in here. There must be between 400 and 500, I think, corn in this side of the garden. And then that side of the garden we're not going to worry about until around the 15th. We're going to pull it back, we'll weed it, pull it back, and plant some potatoes there. But I wanted to show you another spot that we planted. So over here in the field where the raspberries are, we did our best. Our tiller's not working really well right now, but we did our best to till up this dirt. And the best section is where we planted, but the rest we're just going to kill off the weeds to that side for next year. And then I'm not sure yet if we'll plant this side this year, but we put a whole bunch of compost. So we got 2 dump trailer loads of compost, and we composted all under here quite a few inches because this is really sandy soil, and in the past it just doesn't grow anything really well. The other thing we're going to have to be careful with up here is water, but I had a lot of corn varieties I wanted to try and give a review of this year, so we're just putting them in where we can. So starting on this side, we have Stoll's Evergreen, and then that comes to about here, and then we have our double standard corn on this side. And then what I did as a perimeter, we always plant squash with our corn. It helps with the raccoons, it helps with a lot of things, and it also helps maximize space. So I planted a whole bunch of buttercup squash around the outside. So we will see how things do, but I'm hoping, having added the compost, that the corn is going to do okay. In the past, we did plant corn all along the side of the greenhouse, and it was actually painted mountain corn, and we had many rows, and it did great because we watered it. So with water, this sandy soil can be gardened, but this is going to be a dry year, and it's going to be really important to get the water to it. But the nice thing is, this garden always does really well when it's a dry year because it has so much ground table water that we barely have to water it. So I think this is going to be a great year for this garden. Just real quick, we'll show you. We did have a bit of a late frost, and we had a bit of an early spring. And although this grapevine looks like it's still going to give us some fruit, some of them did not do so well. So I'm really hoping that they're going to come back. So there's a little bit here. I'll probably even just have to take that fruit off. But like, it's really disappointing. So I'm hoping that it's just going to live at this point. There's a little bit coming back here. And then this one, same thing. There's just a little bit of life because so much of it had already come out. And I'm not sure, but I think this one might almost be our worst one. Just a little bit of life. So we will keep you posted on how these guys do. Anyways, I promised I'd take you in the garden. We have to quickly cut our scapes. So let's do that. Some of you might be wondering, what's a scape? This curly little stalk that's coming out of the center of the leaves is a scape. And if I wasn't to cut it, and by the way, I'm going to just say right off the bat that soft neck garlic does not get these. It's only hard neck garlic that get these. So this part right here, if I left it on, this would straighten out and grow. Okay. Anyways, we'll keep going. It would grow up tall and it would form a ball bill. And so the ball bill would be like seed. That's basically what the plant's doing. It's creating seed. And so if I left that, my cloves wouldn't be as large. And so because I want as large a cloves as possible, and I don't necessarily want garlic seed, because I'm going to plant the cloves, not the seed. Seed, it's kind of like with asparagus, it takes 3 years. So we are going to come and cut these. Now, technically, if you're just cutting them off so that it doesn't go to seed, all you have to do is cut behind this part. But because we want to use these because they're so yummy, we're going to cut a little bit of the scape as well. So we're just going to quickly go through. Now this is quick now, but when we had rows and rows and rows of garlic that we used to grow, it can be time consuming. But aren't they just gorgeous? Oh, I just want to get this out of the way again, because I just want you to see, like, isn't that just beautiful? I mean, really, that is just gorgeous. Anyway, so we're going to cut them down here. And just going to make sure we get them all. If anybody asks what's the best time to do this, as soon as you see them coming out, you can cut them. But you definitely don't want to let them straighten. They'll just, you're going to have put all that energy out of the root into the plant instead, into producing seeds, instead, and they won't be as good to eat because they get kind of tough. I love that. Isn't it nice when food is beautiful as well as yummy? So what can you do with the yummy scapes? You can grind them up and make pesto. You can chop them up and dehydrate them. You can freeze them. You can add them to things if you want a garlic taste. You can chop them up and put them in the salad. They're fine raw. The taste is like, it's just like eating a raw clove of garlic, pretty much. It's pretty much as strong as eating a bulb of garlic. So anything you would use garlic for, you can use this for. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, we're going to take these inside. We're losing daylight. You guys have a great week, and we will see you back.